Hey everyone, welcome back. You're here with Bravo, playing Satisfactory. Let's play tips and tricks. In this episode I'm going to be going over my steel production, so we'll head over there in just a while. I just thought I'd show you my black powder little factory I built here with sulfur and coal. Thought I'd just automate all this because it gives you quite a lot of points in the sink if you decide to just keep going sinking points. So I've got it backed up here, got these all feeding down and straight across the ceiling all the way over here to the sink, and that gives me a fair few extra points. I think it's about 50 points per black powder. So by that, with the quartz crystal and the Caterium ingots, now the quick wire's backed up, I think I'm on about 6 to 7,000 points per minute, which is a fair bit considering it's not using my main structures such as my modular framing and smart plating. So there you go, 6,200 per minute. Now I have gone through and unlocked a bunch of items, and I needed those to finish in my last episode the coal generation plant, and I also need a lot to build my steel production, so I'll head over there and show you that now. And it's the biggest steel factory I've ever built. Like, especially I've never built one separate to my main base. I've always just bought the iron in, bought the coal in, and furnaced it in my main base, and then produced steel beam and steel pipe in my base. And I think my first game I had 2 factories for steel beam and 2 factories for steel pipe, and it just was not enough. Everything took forever. So in my second game I played, I upgraded that again to a lot more. Again, just wasn't enough. So then I've built this factory over here, and I'm going to build it all in my finished products. So I'll go over how I did it all, but it makes 1200 steel ingot per minute, and to me, like, that's a lot of ingot. I know there's other factories out there that you guys are just other videos out there of guys just pumping out steel, but for like a sort of early game steel factory, this thing's a beast. So I went ahead and built everything, all supported, worked from the bottom up now that I've got everything unlocked. Bringing in all the limestone, all the iron ore. I have 5 lines of iron ore, all pure nodes coming in. And then I have 2 lines of coal coming in, but they are on 4 nodes of coal down that way, which is 3 pure and 1 normal. So I've joined them down there, brought them in, and then split them here, and they go up to the foundries. So the reason I bring the lime wire in is because limestone. Bring the limestone is because I'm building encased industrial beam here as well. So going through, I start on the first level with the furnaces. Now I'm using the alternate recipe for steel ingots, which is using iron ingots rather than iron ore. So on this level I've been smelting them, smelt all the iron ore into ingots. Now I've allowed space here for another 4 smelters on either side, plus another 4 smelters on this end. So that space is there if I want to upgrade this, which I've allowed for. And then up here I have my concrete being made. and the concrete's being made at 120 per minute. So then the concrete goes over to here, to these assemblers, where I'm making encased industrial beam at 6 per minute. And I can have 4 assemblers, and that's 120 concrete per minute. Now that's 24 steel beam per minute. Okay. I have 4 of them. So that's 96 steel beam per minute. So I'll show you the next level, which is the steel foundries. Okay. They come up quite nice, like it's a lot. So I have the ingots coming in with the coal, 40 ingots, 40 coal per minute, making 60 steel ingot per minute, which works out to be 1200 steel ingots per minute, which then comes up to this level. And on the right side I have, sorry, I think it's 12 and 12, 2, 4, 6, 12, yep, and this side's 12, so 12 steel beam, 12 steel pipe. These are, obviously that's not enough for 1200 ingots. I definitely need to upgrade these, and I was just going to overclock them when it became available to me. But I'm making 20 steel pipe per minute, which works out to be 240 steel pipe per minute. And then on this side I have my steel beam, which is making 15 steel beam per minute, which equals 180. Like, that's a lot of steel beam, especially for a early game steel factory. Everything backed up here pretty quickly, and then went down to my encased industrial beam. So 180 minus 96 works out to be 84. So that's, I'm only getting 84 steel beam per minute after it's turned into encased industrial beam, which is still a lot considering, like, it'll be making it per minute. It has the resources to make that per minute. So I won't have to wait for, say if you were to build the factory separately and then had, or you know, as a combined factory with your main base, and you're trying to share the load of resources, you might not be making the items per minute. You could be only making 1 per minute because you're just not getting the steel beam in, because you're just not making the ingots. You know, you're not keeping up with the ratios. Where here, with this playthrough, this let's play, I want to try and keep up with my ratios, or more, or higher, you know, so I have stuff backing up. So I have a storage container over here full of encased beam already, and that backed up pretty quickly. I was surprised how quick this factory worked, but it took, you know, it took close to 8 to 10 hours, I'm not going to lie, because I had to bring these belts in of coal, I had to go through and build the factory, upgrade it all. Like, as you can see, it's quite large, and I don't have a roof on it yet, but I will get there. So what I want to do to finish off this episode will be to just go over and complete my main base, bring this steel in and start making all my factories for my phase 2 in the space elevator, which is this versatile framework. So I'll set up a factory for these. Also automated wiring, I'll set up a factory for these guys and get the phase 2 complete, and then I want to get heavier modular frames sorted, motors and stators sorted as well. Get all those automated. So I can keep continuing through, and I want to push to oil. So in episode 5, I want to look at setting up oil and probably do a bit of exploring, try and get all the hard drives and unlock a lot of the map, because I've still only been in this one area. Like, in my last playthroughs I had actually explored a lot before even getting to steel, but I just wanted to get pumped, you know, just pump it right through to steel, because everything was around here, and then start exploring when I get to oil, because I do have to explore for that. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll zip it forward here, and when I come back I'll show you the completed floor up there, and we'll start doing some unlocks for phase 2. Right back. So as you can see, I've completed a lot more of this level, and we'll go through exactly where I'm at now with this level, and we'll push up onto the next level and look at doing the next tier, next phase 2 tier items. So on my left here I have framework, 5 versatile framework per minute. Okay, that's being fed in here with steel beam and modular frame. And this is all to a ratio, so I am a little short on my frames over here. So these frames are being made at 2 per minute, so that's only 8 per minute, where my versatile framework requires 10 per minute, so I'm too short. So what I was thinking of doing was just overclocking these to meet this demand, but being slightly short isn't a bad thing. As you can see, they're still backed up, they're still constructing, and I don't need the versatile framework right now. I will need it later, so I want to fix that up, but for now I'm just going to let these back up. So as you can see, I have 500 on me, and that's to complete phase 2 in the space elevator. So I'm going to do that once I finish describing the rest of the factory here. Here I have my stators. Okay, I have 4 of them being made at 20 per minute. And then I have on the other side here another 4 stator assemblers. I'm making 10 per minute. But these aren't going into storage, these are being directly fed on the end here, as you can see. Directly into these ones, these assemblers over here. And these are making automated wiring. And that's for the phase 2 of the space elevator. So I've already put my smart plating in. I'm going to pick up 100 of these. I'm making 10 per minute. 10 automated wiring per minute. And that is ratioed properly. So I have the cable feeding up from downstairs. But these require 50 per minute. So you need 200 per minute. And the cabling downstairs I need to just upgrade, so we can go ahead and do that, but I want to do the space elevator. Ooh, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. So down the back I have the sink still going. I want to also upgrade the Caterium miners and upgrade that to a Mark II and try and maybe get that one over there on and coming in, because like Caterium ingots are, 45 per minute to make 15. So I think I want to get this going a bit better and set up my sink a bit better. Like, might move it back a bit, try and get some more factories in if I can. Some more, like maybe another 2 furnaces maybe, and a couple more assemblers. Because I will need a lot of quick wire, so I want to fix this up, maybe even move this sink upstairs. We can have a look at that shortly. So upstairs I'm probably going to be doing the next level of items as well as motors. So I don't have anything here for motors or heavy modular frames. So I'm going to need to build more factories upstairs to cater for the modular frames, because those over there are only meeting, or not even just about meeting the demand for the versatile framework. So I'll want to set up another factory making modular frames and going directly into heavy modular frames, and then I'll bring in the other three from what I already have. So let's do it. Yes. Okay. Let's go put these in the space elevator and fire that off. This thing's massive, eh? Quite like it, except for the little detail here where it sort of cuts out. That's cool. Okay, sweet. Oil processing. Oh, motors. Oh. Damn it. Oh, well, let's get on motors and heavy modular frames. What else we got? Nice. Jetpack. Trains. So I've never done trains, so I'll be learning as I go, and I'll release that episode later on when I get to that, but I definitely want to dip my toes into sorting out trains, because in Factoria they were awesome, so I figure they're awesome in here, and I've watched a lot of YouTube movies and I really want to get into that. Awesome. So I set up a Viper tube going to my steel factory. And as you can see, I'm bringing in the steel beam, steel pipe, and then encased steel beam on top. Just gonna head over here and get some more steel. This factory is still going really well. Like 1200 steel per minute is pretty awesome. Obviously I have to optimize this, but for now it's doing a great job. So I need the Mark IV belts to optimize this any further. Much pipe, yeah. So I thought about also centralizing on the storage, so moving the storage for encased beam, steel pipe and steel beam over to my main factory instead of coming all the way back here to pick it up. So that's something else I can do later on. Oh, so there's plenty to do, and that's why I enjoy the game, because I can just go through, build it, optimize it, and you can just really get into everything, and it's a great game. Hypertubes are really handy. Bit of a pain to sort of set up because you've got to go back and forward. They use a lot of rolled copper sheet and steel pipe. But once you have it set up from where you got from point A to point B, they're really handy. Obviously, just set up like a little couple of entrances here, so I'll boost your speed. So it sort of spits me out here because these are too close. So I do want to change this, but if you ever do your hypertubes, don't just have one entrance. Join them together like this with a couple entrances. So if you want to see how you do that, like, I can just leave a comment and I can make a video for that. But it's quite simple. You just end the tube, start a new one, and put a little tube on, and then put an entrance at it, and then just do that multiple times, and then link them up to power, and it'll make you quicker. The more of them you have, the quicker you'll go. So I usually go about 5 because that's a decent speed, but you can go a lot more. And shoot you through like a cannon, which is pretty cool. Like, you've probably seen them. And the accelerator, if you go on YouTube and look up hypertube accelerator, I think it's called. There's a really awesome one people have built where it just spins and spins and spins till it fires you out. Yeah, see my cable. I really want to optimize my cable so I'm meeting that demand upstairs. Yes. I think I want to do compacted coal as well over at the power generation facility because it burns much slower. I haven't done it yet, so I don't really know. It's just from what I've read. I think the energy output is a lot higher, which means it would probably burn slower is how I picture it, but I'd like to work with that and have a look and expand this factory down here. Right, yeah. Come here, you. So here it is. I love it. It looks great. It's huge. So yeah, I'll probably build another one next to it and then bring the coal lines over and put a Mark IV belt in, because at the moment I can, off the nodes, coal nodes that are here, I can run 32 of these and I'm only running 24. So with compacted coal, I'll probably be able to run even more. So if I build another entire factory, I'll be at 3600 megawatt of power, because this is currently 24 is at 1800 megawatt. Yep. So I've still got plenty of room though. I've only had 1,000, but once I start doing motors and oil processing, it's going to really chew that up. So maybe I'll push for oil processing and then do Mark IV belt, build a second power facility. I might build it different, try a different way and film that and see what you guys think. But yeah. Alrighty, well, I'm going to finish the episode there. That's the steel production facility, 1200 steel per minute. I'm pretty happy with that, and again I can optimize that later. You can overclock it if you want. I'm going to build, I've got the power plant in, I'm going to in my previous episode, and in the next couple episodes I'll probably build another one. Plenty of water here to build on top of. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe, and if you have any comments, please put them in and I'll make sure to rectify those in my next episodes. Okay, bye.